Hey everyone, welcome to another writing video. My name's Alyssa and this is my channel, She Writes Books. First thing, I did kind of change my channel art, and my dog's in my room. She refused to move so that I can make my bed. So don't mind my messy bed. Also, if you hear like pounding, it is pouring down rain, and I bundled up when I went to church today. Like, I didn't even mind about looking cute, I just wanted to stay warm. So I wore my Vanellope sweater and my jacket. So it's pouring down rain. That's what all the pounding is, if you hear that. And it makes it so that the camera looks the lighting looks bad. So I apologize for that. It's just very dark and gloomy today. So I was bored, and I figured I would film an all about my novel video talking about the next two stories in my collection. I'm currently working on the third one, and so this will be the second story and the third story put together. So this will be hopefully a shorter video and more to the point than my last one. Anyways, the second story in my short story collection, it has no name yet. I just titled the document, the first title of the first story, which is called Cinnamon Blood. I have a video on that, which I'll leave up there, and I've noticed that a lot of people seem to like these videos because they get watched more than my other ones. They won't happen all the time, but they will happen, and like this video if you like all about my novel videos, because I definitely love watching them. These are just more on my short stories that I'm writing, because I'm planning to write 10, and I have 2 down out of 10. Well, 2.5 down out of 10. Almost 3. I could finish the third one today. So, with that said, the second story in this short story collection, which is paranormal, more on the paranormal thriller side. This one is a ghost story, and it's called Rose's Call. There is a little boy named Jason. He lives with a family who once had everything, and then something happened that when he was younger, and he didn't know what happened at all, because at the age of 5, what are you supposed to know about the adult world? I am going to actually be rewriting this because I've figured out a couple of things that I can add. So, if something happens in the adult world and your parents don't explain it, and you suddenly have to move, what are you going to think of that? And that is where this little 5-year-old boy named Jason Jeffrey, who lives in a suburban town called Bradenton. I made that up. It is a haunted town, and I'll definitely be doing more stories within that town, just not right now. Maybe I can do another one later, but I'm not sure. So, Jason and his parents, who are they've always been back and forth, and especially in the past few years, when the story takes place. I don't really know what time period the story takes place in. I could make it a more kind of historical time period if I wanted to. I can pretty much do anything with this story if I wanted to when I rewrite it, but it is about Jason who he's alone one night in his room, and it kind of time jumps to when he gets older, and in his room, his door is ajar, and his parents are arguing, but there is this little girl, this ghost, named Rose, and she points to the closet. He goes over to the closet, and there is a jewelry box, a wooden jewelry box with the initials RJ, or RG, sorry, written or engraved on it. And he opens it, there is a journal. Now, he cannot read at this age. He hasn't been able to learn how to read because his parents are still arguing. And I kind of feel bad for the little kid, and I kind of told myself a long time ago that I would never write anything with kids in it at this age. One sec. Oh, I just hit my water on the top desk. Anyways, he opens the box and he finds a journal with the same initials engraved on them, and since he doesn't know how to read, he kind of just puts the journal aside, doesn't think anything much of it. Now, in the rewrite, I am going to have him do more with that journal, make the story longer, in a sort of novella form. And he also finds this stone. So, this story is partly inspired by this stone. I got it at Creative Apple along with a pirate. One sec. Oh. Okay, sorry about that. My dog wanted out. How long is it? Okay, 6 minutes. So, I have a bunch of stones here, and I was just kind of looking at this one, and I have the ones that I got myself are the rose quartz amethyst, which this was the second one that I picked up, and I did not put it down at all. And one of my personal favorites, the pyrite, which is also called fool's gold. Let me make sure I'm in free. Okay, so I love these three stones, although if I'm being honest, these four are my favorite that I have. This is a lapis lazuli. I know I'm saying that wrong because my mother corrects me when I say it wrong. Anyways, he finds this rose quartz, and she tells him that if he needs her to hold the quartz in his hands and say her name, call her. So that's where Rose's call comes from. I don't really have, I kind of, after I wrote the story, it was the second day of the year that I finished it, because I started it on the 1st after finishing the other one, and then I finished this one on the 2nd, so it was my second story of the year, and I kind of rushed it, which is why I'm going to go back over it and kind of rewrite it after I write the 3rd story. Anyways, as he grows up, he keeps trying to call Rose, and she never comes, but there is another force inside the house, and her job is to kind of keep him and his family away from that force, and so she's just trying to hide and keep this darker force away from them. And I just think rose quartz for me is just a very special stone because it represents love, self-love, family love, friendship love, and he just needed a friend, and with him having this stone, even though she never came until the very end of the story, even though she never came, he had a sense that he was not alone, and that's the point that she was trying to get him to realize, or to get him at, is to have him realize that he was not alone. So this little stone inspired that whole story. Now the next story, that was Rose's Call, and the next story is Call Meriena for right now, and this is actually inspired, I'm kind of dramatizing the story a lot, but this is inspired by something that happened to me when I was in elementary school, and I have never forgotten about this, and it's kind of part of the reason why I feel a little awkward going to other people's houses unless I know the person very well, and unless it's very, very, very close friends and family. I will not go to another person's house or feel comfortable going there, and even if I do go to someone's house that I've known for quite a while, I will stick by them and not venture off. Now, what happened to me was I had this friend that I had met, and I have the notes somewhere, her apology letter somewhere. I keep losing it. The worst apology letter that you can ever write. Now, we were also like either slightly under the age of 10 or 10 years old, but she was the type that kind of couldn't really make any friends, and my family, when we see someone, we want to be friends with them, and we want to try and like help them and connect them. We're just that kind of person where we want to help someone and connect with someone, and we've been burned so many times because we trusted someone that we actually shouldn't have trusted. I had planned to go over and spend the night. It was about sunset when my dad had dropped me off, and they live at the house right behind us, or not right behind us, but the house to the right. Actually, if I'm standing this way, it's to the left. And there was just her and her mother. Marina's not her actual name. I changed everything of that, but I'll just call her Meriena for right now. It was just her and her younger sister and their mom. Now, at first, everything like seems fine, and then I don't remember what exactly happened, but they ended up not wanting to let me leave. I think I remember being backed against the wall when I asked if I can call my parents to get a ride home. Even though I lived so close, it also seemed so far for the age that I was at. That was kind of terrifying because they wouldn't let me leave the house. I was there, I had left my stuff by the door, and yeah, so it was just kind of creepy because it went from like a good happy mood to all of a sudden like, okay, it doesn't feel right type of mood, because they started to be aggressive as well. And my parents came over. I think my dad came back and picked me up once I was able to call, and was pissed at them because I just wanted to go home, but they wouldn't let me go home. So this story, Meriena, is kind of based off of that, and I feel like this is going to be a way that I can like just forget about that, and well, not really forget it. I'm only a page, or not even, I'm like half a page into this story. So what this story is going to be about, because I'm only halfway in, I have it like 17 years later, and I don't know how long it's been since that, because I don't remember the exact age I was. It might have been 6th grade. I'm not sure. But I can just tell you that I stopped being friends with her after that. And, like, I don't know. I have trust issues with some people to begin with, just because of what I've dealt with. And so, this story is kind of, it's really a messed up story. This is more psychological thriller / haunted house story. So I kind of turned that little family into a murder family, and I have, my character is named Callie because I couldn't come up with any other name, and I like the name Callie with the K. So Callie, or otherwise me, went over to Marina's house, and she like brought me into her room. This is the story part. she brought me into her room, we start talking, and she's going to start feeling like something's a little off, because they also, okay, I'm gonna use Walking Dead for example, or Fear the Walking Dead. You know how, if you watch the show, you know how they always play with the lighting and have the lighting of the show affect the scene in a certain way? I love when they do that, because it's just so good. When they mess, like, the shadows and just the lighting, it brings more character to an abandoned house that the main characters find and live in for a while. Anyways, since this takes place at sundown, just like in real life takes place at sundown, I'm going to actually have my character spend the entire night, and what's going to happen is she's going to find out secrets about that house that no one else knows, secrets that her neighbors don't even know, because if they were to hear people scream, they wouldn't hear people scream, because, or like the neighbors wouldn't hear people screaming inside that house if that family had anyone over there. She's going to end up finding bones. It's going to be haunted, and it's going to be a fun time to write it. Yes, I am exaggerating my own story very much, but hey, they say write what you know, write from experience. Sometimes to write from experience, you have to dramatize things. That's the lesson for today. And it's okay to dramatize something, and if someone asks you if it's based off of real life, just tell them, yeah, little bits are, but not the whole thing, because that's what I'm going to do with this story once, you know, if I have people read it. And that is kind of, like, I don't know if I'm going to have Callie live or die. She is, or actually, I have her say that in the beginning, like, the very first line is, "It was a clear day. Almost 17 years ago this happened, and I'm finally going to share the story." Now, this is just for this story, but even my mom was like, you can do something with that, or like do some kind of story with that, and she was trying to help me come up with a story like a long time ago, and now I've kind of turned it into a psychological thriller. It might be a full-length novel. Well, no, it's not long enough to be a full-length novel. Never mind that. Yeah, so that is Meriena, and that is Rose's Call. And Rose's Call is inspired by this. Meriena is inspired by the story that I just told you. Yeah, it's kind of freaky when you're young and someone won't let you go home when you want to go home, even though you just got there. It's like, yeah, I kind of realized I don't want to be here, so can I go home? Yeah, no. Also, like I said, I dramatized the story, so nothing in my story, if you ever read this, actually happened, except for the me going over part and wanting to come home. That's about it. And I changed up the way that, like, their names, because I forgot the sister's and the mom's name. And I changed, like, how they look. And that's about it. Anyways, thank you guys. So, actually, I should make it into a 2-story house so that I can have a basement. Because having a basement would be a lot more effective if you have a family who are murderers, and, you know, they need a place to hide bones and stuff, or if you find, I don't know, but Callie's gonna be my little detective character. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this all about my novel video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe for more writing related, book related, and journaling related videos, and I will see you later. Bye!